Okay, I'm back. It's your favorite Cat 3 with a dad bod. Not so much, but that's what I'm sticking with. Guys, we are going back to Richardson, Texas. I am so excited to ride my bike, race my bike. I've been riding my bike, not racing my bike, since Tulsa. That was like 4 weeks ago this weekend. And so I am pumped to race my bike again. I'm only doing the A race tonight, and I think I may just do that in the future. I think next year I may cat up to 2. I'm not totally sure about that yet, but I think I'm probably going to cat up to 2 next year. And so I'm probably going to just start racing the A only and seeing how I do in that on fresh legs. I feel like my fitness is pretty good right now. I don't feel like I'm good enough to like podium, but I feel like I'm pretty strong. I'm definitely strong right now. I'm just not sure if like the endurance is probably there right now. But regardless, I'm gonna give it a go. I know Trevor is gonna be there. I don't know if Grayson's gonna be there. I don't know who's gonna be there other than Trevor for sure. But we will find out when we get there to see who else on the team is gonna be racing. So I'm pumped. We're gonna narrate it. We're gonna have a good time. I don't care if you like or subscribe to my videos anymore because I have 1,000 subs and that's awesome. I've made $1.57 so far. Take that. Anyway, guys, let's get to Richardson. Let's race bikes and I will see y'all in a minute. Oh my goodness, I am back, and what a race this was. I'm so happy I don't have to tell y'all to like and subscribe anymore. That just feels really good. Anyway, here we are, Richardson, Texas, TurboVelo, Tuesday night crit. This is the A race because I'm an A racer now. That's funny just saying that. Anyway, I feel like I do better after I race the B race. But anyways, let's just get into it. Right from the gun, it's a little difficult. We're doing 500 watts there for a minute. It's like already strung out. And I'm sitting here thinking, is this what an hour is going to be like? I'm not sure I want to do an hour of this. But it's going to let up. And then I'm going to drop huge watt bombs like I do. Let's talk about the game plan a little bit. There wasn't like a specific game plan to this. My goal coming into this was really follow any wheels that I needed to follow and just put myself out there to work for the team. Grayson showed up and Trev was there. And then we also had some guys racing from the B race like Eddie and I think maybe was Jerry there? I can't remember. But yeah, my goal was just to kind of help them and ride for those guys if I could. So that's what I do. So we'll notice here in a minute, John McGinnis is going to come around. And when John comes, I know what's coming because we all do. And I jump on John's wheel and do, 1,300 watts. Maybe it was 1,400. I don't even remember. We're about to find out. But we're doing 30 miles an hour. 91 degrees is what the computer's saying. And we're a little strung out again. It bunched up and then it strung out. So let's see. I think John's going to go here when we come around, I think. I haven't watched this video all the way through, and it's honestly a little bit heartbreaking because I make it into the break that survives, and I get dropped because I just don't have it. I'm going to blame it on some of these efforts. Here it comes. John's going to roll on my left here. There it is. There, yep. So 1,300. And I follow it because he comes around me and I can hear him. And I'm like, yeah, let's go with this. Maybe some other folks will follow. If I had a rear camera right now, you would see that no one has come with us. So I'm on John's wheel. We get up to 37 miles an hour there. I come around him and do a little bit of work. Heart rate is elevated. That's going to be a theme for the rest of this race. We're doing 400 watts. And yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the heat. I normally don't have any kind of issues in heat at all. Maybe it was the fact that I had a lot of coffee after lunch. I don't know, but the heart rate is just going to be elevated this entire race. If you've watched my channel long enough, you know that when I get to like 162 or 163,
That's about my max. That's my threshold for any kind of sustained effort. We start getting above that and things are getting ugly. So, John and I are doing a little bit of work here. Nothing huge, but we're doing some work. I'm not sure when we're going to get caught, but there's going to be a counter, obviously. While we're sitting here in kind of our little mini break here of 2, you know, I look back and yeah, there's a decent little gap, but I know that's not going to survive with just me and John. I don't have that kind of power. Let's talk about the break I get into. So I do a good job of following wheels and people that are coming around me, but when Ray goes, man, I go on that wheel, and I had I think I'd maybe done a little effort before that. I do a lot of efforts here, though, following wheels coming up to it. The break establishes around 28 minutes, 27 minutes, if you want to fast forward to that. Maybe I'll add chapters to this video. Maybe I won't, because I have 1,000 subs now, and I'm just not worried about that. But maybe I need a thumbnail as well. I haven't made a thumbnail for this. So, yeah, he comes around, and I get on his wheel. I do an effort to get with him. And I think at some point, some folks bridge up to us, and I'm a little bit gassed. And so I notice I don't have a teammate. I don't want to do any work. He doesn't want to follow it. So he sits up too, and a gap starts to open. And I realize that if I'm going to stay with those 3 that just passed us, I've got to do an effort now, because he is sitting there, and it seems like he does not care. So, man, me and John are still doing some work. But I chase them down, and when I chase them down, my heart rate's getting close to 180 or something like that. And I am just toasted at that point. So I stay in the break for a minute, but eventually have to sit up and go back to the main group if I want to survive or help my teammate at all. Teammates, they're still doing 400 on and off, and heart rate's holding at 160. I want to say this is around the spot that we're going to get caught, though. John's a very strong cyclist. Like, I would basically say like a breakaway or a time trial specialist. Like, the dude's got, I don't know what his FTP is, but I bet it's pretty gargantuous. Yeah, he's still doing some work here. Okay, there's someone on my wheel. I can see their shadow. So we've been caught by somebody. They're going to come around on the left, I think. And 500. John and I are talking about something. I can't understand him. What was that dude doing running on there? He was running on the course. Oh, someone bridged up to us, and but it was like another Cadence dude. And I kind of set up, let him roll through. Maybe it was what are those really strong dudes called? I can't remember his name. But he's super strong, and I was like, I don't have a teammate here. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and work with you two. So I sit with John. Maybe it's Caesar, I think is his name. Super strong, like stupid strong. These guys are way stronger than me. There he is. That may end up. That was Ray, maybe, and Caesar. Oh, and Breen. That ends up being the breakaway. That's really funny. They end up being the breakaway. So I'm falling back. There's Jack Webb. There's Max the Missile. There's Charlie Houston. We're all here together. Look at all my buddies riding around in circles. Look at Max wearing that Collin College jersey. They even put freshman on there. I don't think you can haze like that anymore. Can you? We talked about that after the race. Apparently you can haze still. That may be the race director over there. Who's this on my right? I made a cup of coffee earlier. I'm not drinking it, Justin. So I hope you're happy. Yeah, just sitting in Max's draft here trying to recover. Heart rate's still high in the 150s. Like, we're strung out. People are doing work. This is not enjoyable so far, and we're only 9 minutes in. At some point, I'm going to wise up a little bit, and I think I'm going to try to recover. I'm going to start really sitting in the draft a lot more. Am I? I don't know. We're still doing 500. I was talking to Trevor after the race, after I got dropped from the break, and I was like, dude, sometimes I just feel like a freaking poser. Like, I'm just faking it till I make it. Maybe I'm getting older and, like, my fitness is just not what it was when I was younger, but it just seems more difficult than it used to be. Man, I'm hitting 500 watts a lot. Normalized for the race was only 290. Average was like 248, which is not high. Max was 13. So nothing insane here, except for my average heart rate, which for me was pretty high. Let's while we're just cruising around here, let's look up and see what some of the data is. All right, average heart rate 156, max heart rate 177. Average speed is only 26.8. Max average 20-minute power 270. Yeah, normalized 291. Well, there's almost 900 watts, so they kind of roll through. Something kind of goes here, but I'm just trying to cover some wheels, stay with these guys. I don't see Trevor Grayson. I go with that, 1180. Yeah, this dude goes and puts in an effort, and I just stay on the wheel to see if it goes anywhere. So I've already hit over 1200 twice now in the first 10 minutes. I don't know. I mean, these races are training to me. Like, I don't come into these races expecting to win. I really want to just become a better bike racer. I want to become a better bike handler. So I just come into these races knowing that I just want to come out better than I went in, you know. And if I don't place, it's not a huge deal, but I want to learn and get better. So that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, would I normally cover this many wheels? No. But this is Tuesday night, so it's time to learn and have fun. So staying on this dude's wheel, trying to recover, because heart rate's back up at 163 when I covered that. Got something else going off to the right up there. Ever since my channel got monetized, people are claiming copyrights on my 80s synthwave music. Not cool. People are trying to make money off my channel, and I'm the money maker. We're only 12 minutes into this show. Maybe I should do a podcast. That was random. What would I even talk about? If you're in the comments right now, leave a comment on podcast topics. There goes something else. There's Mr. Looney. Good to see him out here. There's Trev. 046. So guys are going. I think I'm kind of like nudging Trev. I'm like, hey, Trev, go. Maybe get on one of those wheels coming by. But he's kind of boxed in as well. Looney doing some cross country there in the grass. I don't know if Trev is going to go, if he's going to be able to get out and get on that. Okay, guys are chasing now, so that's good. Yeah, some guys are up the road. Let's go. Yeah, we're digging. Is that Breen? I'm not sure whose wheel I'm on. That dude's strong. Charlie's strong. All these guys are strong. What am I even talking about? Felt good to be back out here, though. So we got 3 up. 1, 2, 3 chasing. It's going to come together. This guy goes, and I hit 1,100 watts to stay with Breen. Third, 1,000 plus smack and 1,350. So I'm going with him, following that wheel. He sits up, so I just go and close this gap right here. Am I going to come around that? Yep, I'm going to come around that and make sure I get up to these guys. They're sitting up. I'm not putting anything huge in. Heart rate is getting high, though, and like 167 to close that. It's good. Trev was with me, so that was a good move, Trev. Okay, this dude in front of me is not wearing appropriate sock attire. I don't know if he's a triathlete or what. I think he's clearly strong enough to be in the A race. But anyway, he's got to get some taller socks. I think this is Randy Lee in front of me. He also gets in the break. Wow, that launched that. That was a good move, and I think Grayson went with that. I was like, thank goodness. Because I didn't want to try to chase that. Look at that big guy. I love talking during races. Can't talk that much in the A race. Trevor, your number is looking pro as always. I don't know who this guy is. He doesn't have a cloth number, so it makes me wonder if he is out of town. All right, we're bringing it. There's Bradbury's short bus over there. We are bringing it back together-ish, it looks like. Yeah, beginning of this was just scattered. There's Grayson up on the right. Man, just jamming out to these tunes a little bit. All right, there goes Grayson. Okay, Cray Ray goes with him. Almost 1,000 watts. Where am I going? Okay, I'm getting on this guy's wheel because he's chasing a teammate. I'm going to go with him. Looney's sitting up or something. Get out of the way, Looney. Who's this guy? Get out of the way. Choo-choo! I'm coming through. All right, I'm on Randy Lee's wheel. Not beneficial. He's too tiny to get a significant draft off of. I need a bigger person. Max, where are you? What am I doing? Oh, okay. Grayson gets caught, so I kind of like put in an effort here. I don't know what I'm doing. I just knew that Grayson went. It got caught, and I was like, well, I'll send it a little bit. Nothing huge. 168 is my heart rate. Not my smartest move, but I'm just being sacrificial. Like I'm learning and training here. So I'm kind of looking to see if anybody's kind of followed my will. I think people had. Heart rate's 170. Can't sustain this. Need to recover. All right, those two guys go, and I am in recovery mode. Good. Trevor's with it. I'm just sitting here waiting for people to roll by so I can get on a good wheel. Man, hanging out at 500 watts there for a second. Heart rate is still 168. There's Max, thank goodness. Grayson rolls by. Good. I think I'm going to kind of jump in here. All right, there's my wheel. All right, back in it. See if I can recover properly. There's another Collin College rider. Love to see these guys out here. All right, so Corey Ray's in front of me on his 50C gravel tires, just embarrassing me. And he ends up getting in the brake and making it stick. His attack is the one that I initially follow. But I think it's going to be in a little bit. I don't think it's happening yet. That may be Eddie there on the right. There's Chris over there on the right, just won the B race. Congrats to him. It's because I wasn't there, but I'm not saying that. Alright, so I'm doing a better job at recovering here. Yes, this is maybe the lull we had. We had a lull where we like chill out finally. It'd been pretty non-stop there for a while. So we are now hopefully chilling out for a lap or two, I think. Yeah, heart rate's down to 145. This is good. Finally able to get a little recovery in here. We're around the halfway point at this point. Thankfully, John here gets blocked. He was looking antsy like he was going to go somewhere. And because I'm right there on his wheel, I was probably going to go with him. But thankfully, that didn't work out for him. And we're just hanging out. Bebopping along here. Man, heart rate dropped to 130. That's awesome. You got to remember, though, you know, it's not just you. Like, everyone else's heart rates were dropping, too, you know? So, all I'm sitting here thinking the whole time we're cruising at 22 miles an hour is it's about to get hard again. You know, you're just waiting for it. I think maybe if I'd been closer to the front, I would have been the one to launch something at heart rate of 129. I'd say I'm properly recovered at this point. Okay. Maybe we're just having a chit chat over here on the left. Pegasus dudes. The Pegasus jerseys almost look like the new Astana jerseys, like when they were riding by really fast. Okay, I think we're going to increase pace here. Hopefully someone's off the front. We're still all bunched up, though, for the most part. All right, John's moving up a little bit, so I'm just staying on his wheel. We're back up to 28 miles an hour. yeah, so I'm just going to hang out now that so pace is increasing, 29, nice and strung out again. Heart rate's back up to 151. That is just really quick for my heart rate to go from 130 to 151. You know, we're not doing an extraordinary effort here. Something else was up. I'm not getting sick because it's not the day after and I feel fine, so I don't... Maybe it's just being a wiener. I don't know. We've got to be getting close to Corey Ray making the attack, though, and this break getting established. It's going to be hard to watch. Not looking forward to this. And that's a Cadence female that was riding with us. She is strong. All right, there's Corey Ray. Again, you can tell because of his 50C gravel tires, but I believe this is going to be his attack, I think. And I barely squeezed through to stay on his wheel. Here it is. Squeeze through. I'm coming through. I should have stayed to the right. I go left. And I've got to close the gap. That was not smart on my part, but, you know, there's 920 watts. I didn't want to go right because I didn't know if that guy was going to go right, so I figured it was safest to go left. I'm on his wheel, though. Heart rate is now 166. That's high. Not conducive to me staying here long. So let's see how it develops. This is the winning break. Ultimately, 167 heart rate there for a minute. And yeah, I'm just kind of hanging on here trying to see what's going to happen. All right, so these guys are with us. I think that's Breen now. And here's that thing I was talking about. Corey sits there and doesn't go. I have to make a decision, and I go right here. Hit 1,000 to close this when my heart rate was already 167. So I'm doing an effort in the middle of an effort, and that is the straw that just broke me. Closing this. This is a dark place for me, but I get to it. I'm proud of myself for doing that. But again, this was the winning break, and I didn't stay with it. Super disappointed in myself. Like, I just wish I had dug longer and stayed in the pain cave a little longer to deal with this. And that's just something I got to work on. Like I said in the pre-race interview thing, like, my endurance is not great right now. I'm not doing a lot of long stuff. Other than this weekend, I'm going to go ride 200 gravel miles by myself on Saturday. Hopefully that's going to be a video. Like and subscribe for stupid stuff. All right, so I get on his wheel. And I'm still there, but heart rate is still in the 170s. That is not sustainable, and I know that. So Corey Ray has not come around me yet. I don't know if he's still there. I'm not even looking. Right now I'm just kind of cross-eyed staying with these dudes. And we're doing work. And I'm like starting to realize here, I'm just like, don't have this. So I try to stay with Breen, and I do. And you'll see here in a minute when I sit up, and I'm like, I can't sustain this. Honestly, I could have sustained it, and I look back, I'm just being a wiener. But, yeah, whatever. Either the fitness wasn't there, or I'm just tacked out, or whatever. But, man, that's just super disappointing here. That's me throwing up the white flag. Corey's going to come around, and I think there's Corey and a Pegasus dude. So it ends up being 5 of those guys. Could have been in a 6-man break. Could have been. Was not. So I let the heart rate recover here and wait to get caught by the Peloton. I can't believe how big the gap is here. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It was that freaking big already. Look at that. They are riding away as I'm just sitting up. There you go, Trevor. Trevor comes rocketing by. I wish he'd been able to close that. I don't think he was able to by himself. There's Max, Charlie, there goes Looney, Grayson's there, and I need to recover. So I'm just trying to find somewhere to sit. Grayson's sitting there because Trevor went, but I think Trevor couldn't close it by himself. There's Jack, he missed it too. Oh, they're already up the road. Look at that. Here comes Trevor coming back to us. Yeah, Trevor's already back with us, so there he is. Yeah, they're already, I don't know, 10 seconds up right there. This is the moment I'm realizing, well, that was my chance. Wasted it. Sorry for the Debbie Downer video. I'd say I'm going to race next week, but I got some work obligations next week, so I will not be back out next Tuesday. But you guys make me proud, please. Yeah, so again, Saturday I'm going to ride 200 gravel miles solo. So, as far as the gravel miles go, I signed up for a 500-mile, I call it a bike packing race. It's not going to be that for me. It's the Arkansas something loop. Arkansas High Country Loop. 500 miles is the race I signed up. There's also a 1,000-mile. I just did the half at 500. And I'm just going to pack like a hammock. I'm going to go out there and crush 500 miles hopefully in like 48 hours or less. So anyway, I decided that I haven't really tested my gravel rig for long distance. So I got like some bags I'm going to throw on it and see how it holds up to 200 miles on Saturday when it's going to be like 100 degrees with all kinds of like ozone warnings. All my friends are like, is that dangerous? And I'm like, yes, it is. Now shut up and leave me alone. Support my bad habits. Support my addictions. I'm sorry, addiction jokes are not jokes. Except for me, because I have an addictive personality. This is my addiction, y'all. I would say that in whiskey, but that would be a cry for help. I don't drink as much whiskey as I used to, even though I still enjoy it. The brake is gone. We're just screwing around now. Here I do an effort because I realize it's gone. I'm like, maybe I can just empty my tank. So I do like 400 here. Roll up. See if some people will follow. Let's get this reinvigorated. Let's make something happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to hold over 400, you know, after all the efforts, and it's just not there. But I'm trying to get them invigorated. I'm doing something. There's still a chance. No, there's not. Look how far up the road they are. I'm thinking if we can get this group to really work, you know, there's a chance we could bring them back. But no one comes around me here. I do like 480 for like a minute. Yeah, and it just... no one really comes around to keep that effort up, you know? So I tried. Hopefully I was thinking maybe I can send Grayson or Trev. If I can launch them off. I think that's Chris. Heart rate's back to 165, so I need to do a little recovery again. My buddy Justin told me I need to work more on 20-minute efforts. And that may be something I work on in the off-season, are more 20-minute efforts to really crank up my FTP if I can. Trevor closes the gap to that group. I'm looking around like, where is everybody? This is really disorganized. And then I look, and the peloton, lack of a better word, is here with right behind me. And I'm like, man, you guys roll on through or do something. But I'm just not. I've missed the break. At this point, I'm not really going to be able to do much until I recover some more. All right, so once these guys roll by and gal, rim brakes, crushing it. I just kind of jump in here and try to hang out with John. I think some people are trying to close the gap, and I think at some point something is going to get away from us. I think they're actually right up the road now. A group of like 4 gets up. Let's see if we can see them there on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. That guy's going to close the gap. It's going to end up being 4 get up there. So I think the breakaway of 5 survives. 4 chasers, and then us. Saddlebags not allowed. Number 31. So we end up sprinting for 10th. Not we. Everybody else. I just try to help the team as best I can. Man, I am still like super nervous about riding 200 miles on Saturday. It's going to be absolutely brutal. On the upside, I should be able to eat an entire pizza by myself when I get home. And a blinky light. I love it, Saddlebag Man. Charlie embarrassing me. He's got double cameras. Charlie's making that big money. There are a lot of people making much better channels locally than I am. I would argue, like, even Todd Campbell, like, dude, your stuff's even better than mine. I don't know why you don't have more subs. Jordan Wood, like, his stuff is just awesome. Like, his quality is, like, over the top. And he thinks his stuff through. Like, I can tell his videos are thought out. Go subscribe to Jordan's channel. Go subscribe to Todd's, so they can make $1 as well. I don't know when they're going to send me my check for $1.57, but I'm going to need that. All right, well, I'm recovered-ish. I believe what's going to end up happening here towards the end is the Peloton here, for lack of a better word. Again, I hate calling it a Peloton. It doesn't feel like that. But I'm watching a lot of TDF right now, so we're going to use Peloton and Chase. We end up resigning and letting them get away. And John McGinnis does a lot of, like, I don't know, not pulling, but he just kind of stays on the front for a while. So that's it on his will, trying to set up that final lap or two. And then what happens is I'm kind of near the front on the final lap. And I notice Grayson's towards the front. And what I do is someone kind of pseudo attacks. And I realize when if I pass Grayson, hopefully he'll recognize it, get on my wheel, and I can kind of launch him, do a little shake and bake. So that's what we do. I ultimately let Grayson jump on my wheel, and I think he does. I don't look behind me, obviously, but he comes around me. And I think, pseudo sprints for like 10th. Yeah, at this point in the race, I'm just like so bummed that I let the brake get away when I was in it. It's almost as bad as State Crit was when I was like 10 feet from closing that gap and couldn't do it. Whatever happened then maybe was the same thing. I think I got sick right after State, though. Here I am coughing. It's because I'm talking so much. Man, maybe that'll be the thumbnail with the sun in the background and everything. Yeah, I mean, we're just chilling. I think we just got the 5 to go sign, so we know this is all she wrote. Good, Trevor's following that guy's wheel. There's Looney. Man, it's good to see Jack again, too. Kind of a long 4 weeks off after Tulsa. Really missed being out here bumping elbows. Man, this girl was aggressive. Like, she was like taking wills. I thought I had a will, and then she'd come through and take it right back. I mean, we're doing some work right here. I'm just sitting in her draft as much as I can get. I wonder who's up there on the front. Trevor's near the front. That's good. Looney working 760. So we're still moving along. Let's see what our lap counter says when we get up here. Oh, Bradbury's shouting at me. Just racing bikes, Bradbury. Look at Jack with the double elbow flick. That was mature. Well done, sir. Four to go. Yeah, so I don't really know what my game plan is here. I am going to work my way up to the front. Try to help teammates stay safe and either launch Trev or Grayson. I am enjoying a little like more stress-free racing. Like when I was racing the B race every week and this, like a lot of pressure to win or at least podium and then come back and like try to help the team. And so I'm enjoying, I don't know, just taking a little stress off of like any pressure to make a podium, and I'm enjoying working more for the team. I think I'm learning a lot more about cycling and racing when I ride sacrificially than when I ride for myself, if that makes any sense at all. I recently started fishing a lot with my son, and dude, we're crushing it. We just got some kayaks, and like we are fishing fools. And so every time we went past this pond, I looked over there, and I'm like, man, I bet there's some fish in that pond that need catching. Come out with your hands up, bass. Anyway, maybe I'm gonna start 1096 fishing. All right, coming up on 3 to go. That was Grayson on the right, I think, and Trev. So I know they are now behind me. I saw Chris get out of the saddle there for a minute, and I was wondering if he was going to go, so I get on his wheel. There's Brent up there cranking like a 45 cadence probably at 400 watts. Three to go. Can't even see the brake anymore. Don't even want to talk about that. So there's John McGuinness in the yellow helmet, or as they would say it overseas, yeller helmet, right, John? So he's got the white socks. And he's going to kind of work his way up to the front, and I just kind of basically stay on his wheel. Like I said, he's just such a strong FTP rider. I know he's got a huge engine. Yep, so rolling through, staying on John here. We've moved up. This is about how I remember it. I don't think Cadence had anybody in the break. So I'm kind of going back and forth here in my mind. I'm like, man, do I pass John and do an effort? Do I hang out here? Ultimately, you're going to see I just hang out. He's still doing some work. Heart rate's creeping up to 160, and so I don't really want to push that with still 2 laps to go, 2.5. I'd rather be there at the end. You know, if I start getting back into the 160s and stuff like that, I don't know if I'll be any good for any kind of lead out attempt. Man, that's beautiful. All right, 2 laps. It's going to get a little sketchy, but let's just let this play through. Man, the music is kind of setting the mood, isn't it? All right, we're coming up on 1.5 to go. So here in a minute, I think Eddie is actually going to tell me, hey, let me come through and do some work, which was super cool, really sacrificial, just awesome. I think he probably thought that I was feeling better than I was. I was not feeling amazing. But I pull off here to the right, let him roll through. That wasn't Eddie. I don't know why I thought that was Eddie. So I'm going to jump on... I don't jump on his wheel. I jump on... No, there's Grayson. Okay, I'm better with this. I like this. There's Looney on the left. So yeah, this is good here. I'm getting a little draft benefit from short socks. She comes over and takes his wheel. I'm like, fine, I won't fight you over it. Not sure what happened there. I think either Looney went in the grass or that guy on the right pinched Grayson or something. So we keep going here, and I'm just kind of staying out where I am. There's Charlie. Coming up on 1 to go. And I do a little bit of a dig just to stay where I am. Kind of come around that guy on the outside. There's Jack with his gargantuous stem stacker. I think Brent is over there on his factor. So I'm going to stay right here. I think Grayson's right up there. I'm going to get on one of these wheels. There's short socks. All right, I got a teammate here. Man, that girl takes his wheel. Good going. She doesn't dig to stay up there, and I don't know what I'm doing. Doing Jacob stuff back here. I think I'm following Charlie, maybe. Somehow I am going to end up at the front of this. I don't know how. I think everybody sits up. Okay, so do 640 for a minute. Do I follow this wheel? I don't know. And that girl is up there doing work. Alright, I'm here. I think Pink Bike over there is actually going to be the one that kind of pseudo attacks the, and that's the one I react to and go. Drop 1,000 barely. Again, trying to maybe pull Grayson through. So here we are. Yeah, I work up on the outside here. And yeah, Grayson gets on his wheel, so I follow that. stay with Jax right there. Here's Pink Bike. I'm going to come around Grayson and Pegasus when they sit up. They're going to sit up. Pink Bike goes. I go with, not with him, inside of him. So they sit up right there. And I realize that's my chance. I kind of let Grayson know. Hopefully he sees me. And there I go. Hit 1,000. Let's take that inside line. And I think I give it 1,000 again. Let's see. Hot dog. There's 1,000 twice. How about them apples? That's all she wrote. I'm toasted. They come around on the inside. Grayson, good work, dude. He goes. I rolled like, I don't know. I think it says like 17th online. I'm going to disagree with that. I'm going to challenge it because I should have been for 10th, 11th, 12th. I'm 13th right now. 13th. I think I get past to the line. 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Oh, maybe I was 17th. I don't know, and I don't care. This is all training. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the channel. Don't care if you subscribe. Do it if you want. Don't if you want. Whatever. 200 gravel miles on Saturday. Hopefully I'm going to have a super fun video from that. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. Later.